good to my champs all around the world? It's feeling like Chicago out here. However, we gotta do what we came to do. I'm gonna just put this on top of here. Right now, we in the Asylum Hill neighborhood of Hartford, Connecticut, right on the corner of Sigourney and Ashley Street. And we doing what we do best. We staying positive, staying motivated, and staying real. Coming to build with the people like we've been doing on the past, chatting with the communities about black facts, community camaraderie, solutions, problems, and just overall conversation to bring some type of peace or understanding amongst each other. So feel free to chime in. Feel free to ask a question we could build on. Feel free to be yourself, man. We chatting with the community, staying positive, staying motivated, and staying real. Unfortunately, last time when I was on Martha and Garden Street, and all my papers blew away, man. So my black fact cards, everything blew all over the street. So I had to resort to bringing my notebook that I had and a few of my newspapers I did back in 2017. However, the dates on there is the dates that I published. However, the information is timeless. So it's not like this expired milk or something. It's almost like finding gold. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how old it is, it's valuable. And I brought a few out today. These are wonderful. Some of y'all probably remember when I was passing these out, especially if y'all lived on the Western, particularly everyone in Central and South Whitney. I was passing these out to everybody. Me and my friends and family was passing these out in a few sections. Damn, I need a break over here, man. Community and family. Let me remind you, health is wealth, black facts, who is who, the writer's corner, art from the heart, and of course the references. Now you may be asking, what is community and family? Community and family is a section in which we just talk about our issues as a whole and how it affects us and how we can come with common solutions. Let me remind you is a section in which I personally just give motivation, you know what I'm saying, loving words of encouragement for us to feel and remind ourselves of being great, having greatness in our blood, and being these wonderful, angelic individuals we are. Just a reminder, which we can help as well discuss and give an exercise each month. In the end, we do 12 new and different exercises. Black facts is just facts about communities, not just in Hartford, Connecticut, but throughout this nationally. Speaking on all different type of topics. Then we got the who's who. That's the section where we put up a few of our leaders that's not commonly promoted in our history books on our schools. So we put up a few people that we may not know and want to get to know, and you can guess who. If not, you learn somebody new. We got the writer's corner, which is poems speaking on our people, coming from our people. Art from the heart, that's photos of the city, throughout the city, that I took or my sister took, just showing inner city beauty, different parts of the city. And of course, we got the references, some information from where we got the facts and statistics from, and so forth and so forth. So if you ever see me on a paper, feel free to ask for one. If not, we're going to start putting these digitally so everybody get a copy. But this is what it is, and this is what we're bringing. It's called Power to the People, inspiring families and communities nationwide while providing information to bring power to the people. By me and my sister, Kayla Joe. But what up, though, family? Talk to me. What you doing? I gotta go to the community. Let me go to the facts. So we can get started. Mind you, we only here for the power hour. We started at like 5:10, 5:05. So we're gonna rock to like 6:15. I just feel like Minnesota out here. It says 1 out of every 3 African American men ages 18 to 24 are unemployed. I don't want to say that's a fact, but I don't want to say it's not a fact, because we know what jobs is really available for a big pool like that, for one. And for two, it's like a lot of these young boys, it depends on what you call employed, you know what I'm saying? So I guess I could see that being a fact, and the reason why that's an issue, because the more unemployed young men that we have leaves a path for a possibility for alternative route, which we got a lot of jobs, but 18 and 24 speaks volumes if you live in our type of communities and you see the activities that go on. And I'm going to believe that a lot of our issues stem from economic hardships and certain histories that took place that perpetuated this cycle of having unemployment. And we know once you're unemployed, that means you don't have any income. If you have any income, you can't feed your family, and then that causes a different type of animal to come out. So within the cycle that I seen as a kid growing up, as far as people being unemployed, it should be a public health issue, honestly, because that's almost like one of the sparks that kick off a lot of the issues that we deal with day to day. Starts economically, to me. So let's find another one. The DailyWire.com, which is an internet source, says data shows that 93% of black homicide victims are killed by other blacks. And what's interesting about that, man, is I think that speaks on so many notes that, first of all, that in inner city we have a large population of what we call black people. It's unfortunate because, especially in a lot of cases, man, people be knowing each other in some way, seeing each other in classes, so unfortunate circumstances like that. And 93%, that's a very, very, incredibly large number. That's perpetuated. It makes a bigger question mark for what's the solution, what's the alternative, where's the pain stemming from, you know what I'm saying? It opens up those type of conversations. I think until we start having those, that number's going to be steady, if not, God forbid, get higher. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. Alright. It says black women are more likely to have children outside of marriage than any other racial or ethnic groups. And that year, about 72% of blacks, 72% of births to black women were non-marital births. Black women are more likely to have children outside of marriage than any other racial or ethnic group. Is that a fact? Is that a fact? Is that a fact? Y'all tell me if it's a fact. That's kind of hard for me to have an opinion on the state if that's a fact or not. What I will say is, though, I mean, we're in an age where diversity is accepted and more so expected. We're in an age where variety is the new norm, you know what I'm saying, especially communities of color. Diversifying has been going on for centuries as far as humanity is concerned. But when they're trying to keep it in the context, I think in which they're presenting it, they're trying to say that our women are inside. And I think that can speak to a lot of different things. Maybe it's a diverse thing of choice, or that can speak to the relationships between each other, between the black man, the so-called black man, and so-called black woman, Hispanic men and Hispanic women, for us to marry outside of our immediate, you know what I'm saying, backgrounds. I'm not sure if that's too much of a negative thing or a positive thing. You got the discussions about eugenics and wiping out different races and backgrounds, and I understand that. However, I mean, vegetarian, I'm sorry, you're a coach out there going nonsense. Before a lot of these trees was here, as far as I'm concerned. So that I can see being a fact, but I think that's applicable to any and every other race, honestly. Alright, let's read this one. It says the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights reported in 2014 that of all out-of-school suspensions of preschool-age children, 42% were given to black children compared to 28% given to their white peers. Now, I personally feel like, from my experience being in elementary schools or schools period, that's damn near a fact, man. And if we're talking about in public schools, ethnic groups, is almost like the theory of it. But if you look at the scope as far as the population of what you call black children, when it comes to public schools, we outnumber a lot of other groups anyway, but 42% was given to our children, and 28% was given to the white peers. That can stem from a lot of situations, misperception of students. A lot of this don't got to come down to the behavior and the actions of the actual child, especially if you're a caregiver, you're trauma informed, and you're a professional. I feel like that number shouldn't even be high for either group, because you should be able to determine external elements that may be playing a part into this child's behavior. It doesn't necessarily have to be this child is difficult or has behavior issues. I think they come down to the way you have your classroom set up, a certain scent that you may be giving off in a class that may trigger a child. It could be the temperature. It could be so many other elements that could play a part to how a child behaves and reacts in classrooms. It don't necessarily got to be, oh, they just don't want to do work, or they're just lazy. Even if that's the case, you're hired to be one of those ones to motivate, to uplift, to push. And I feel like a lot of teachers and caregivers took a lot more accountability in far as questioning themselves. Did I really give all I had? Was I really as tolerable as I should have been? Was I patient as I had wanted to be? Those numbers can be significantly lower for both groups, not even just about ours, let alone ours. Ours need a different appeal, period. We need to have a different approach to our children when it comes to how they learn in classroom settings anyway, especially our boys. Like, I can see that number being high due to, like I said, misperception, tolerance, patience. I can see that being a result of all kind of other activity, regardless to it being an actual behavior issue. Right? I'm gonna read this one. Bro, what's going on, man? What's good, man? What's good, man? This says single-parent families are amongst the poorest in the nation, and as such are extremely vulnerable to homelessness. Among all homeless families nationwide, over 3 to 4 were headed by a single woman with children. 2 out of 5 were African American. That's 43%. What's good, bro, man? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know we gotta show some love to some good. We going on, y'all? Build with the people, bro. While we in the community, we spit on with a brother that's from here. Born and raised right here in the Asylum Hill area. You understand me? What's going on, bro? How you living, man?
I'm good. How you been, man?
Proud to see shit like this right here, man. Moving.
Gotta put your own shit on.
What's going on, bro? How you living, man?
Juice Live, Algernod, Jenkins.
Yeah, man.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, man. Plug that in, man. These good brothers, man. I respect for you brothers. It's astronomical, man. It's crazy. And the fact that we right here doing this with gentlemen that was, like they said, born and raised here, man. This is a different type of community build, man. This is what's necessary, man. What's going on, little man? What's up, man? Oh, you know how that is, man. What up, man? How y'all dudes living, man? First of all, let the people know who y'all are. Hey, right now, we doing the Power Hour.
Okay, hey, what's going on? This your boy Juice, man. Grew up around this area. You know, just came to support my guy Champ, man. I know he on every street corner, man. You know. What up, Great? How you? Huh?
Bro?
Yeah, that's it.
Hey.
That's it. Yeah, man, we just out here supporting my guy Champ, you know.
As y'all see, man, the love in the community is real. These brothers get, man. It's authentic. They ain't even throwing no flag up and nothing, letting niggas know they was here. They pulled up and it just immediately went to yo. Which bring me to a question, man. Let me ask y'all this real fast, right? What's the misperception that mainstream society have about how we have community camaraderie, that they think it's just a pot, or how they use the crab in the bucket analogy a lot, or use these references to animals being locked somewhere bunched in? How you feel about that?
I feel like the reason why they refer, most of the time when they do that, they're referring to our people, minorities. I feel like because that's what they consider us, that's what they see us as. They see us as animals. Why you think every hood got projects? You feel me? Because it's a project. They put a bunch of people here to see what was the experiment, what's gonna happen out here. Like we're looked at to them as animals.
So, all right. So, Bill, let me ask you this, man. How and why do you think we came to a point we had to normalize living like animals? And I'm not saying in the sense of sanitary, in the sense of the house and being clean and upkept, but just the mentality of knowing that any given moment, just like how we dap each other up, at any given moment, that can go left. And I have to be prepared and willing to go to that level for survival. What is that called, man? And why is it that we normalize that, man?
I think it's just the ghetto society, like, you know what I mean? When we come, you know, say we watching a movie and it got a lot of violence in it. When we come outside, it's a lot of violence outside. So it kind of numbs you in a way where it prepares you to have to be like that. You might not want to, but you kind of gotta, you know what I mean? You adapt to the society of your upbringing. You know what I mean? So I think it's just how people normalize it. You know what I mean? It becomes normal. It becomes normal because, you know what I mean, that's what we seeing on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? And shoot, hey man, I don't think it's the best thing, but I don't think it's the worst thing, because, you know, diamonds is you know, under pressure. That's how a diamond is formed, and a lot of people are diamonds out here. You know what I mean? Diamonds in the rough for real. They just might not have, you know, seen a little bit of they shine and they glitter yet. You know what I mean?
That's like that, but that's like when they mining for diamonds and gold. That shit don't look like how it is.
That is a fact.
I feel like the mentality is pretty much survival of the fittest. So how the song go? Survival of the fittest, only the strong survive. You keep like niggas, man. Listen, we shit, man. Motherfuckers ain't gonna make it. You gotta have something in you to make it.
So let me ask you this, bruh. While you got your June right here, right?
Yeah.
What type of men do you know he needs to see and be around as he grow up for him to understand his value and his glitter and gold?
Yo, in all reality, I think it's a blessing to see all types, all forms. You know what I mean? You know, I probably wouldn't want him to grow up here like I have, but me growing up around, you know, drug users, drug dealers, you know, prostitutes, certain things of that nature, it forms a perception in my mind on what to be and what not to be. Because if you see all angles, you can kind of pick and choose what's the right direction to go into. You know what I mean?
Right,
so I think I think it's a blessing in a way to kind of grow up in this kind of environment. But that's if you got the mindset. It's all about the mindset, though. True. Hey, what up, bro? How you, bro? Good to see you, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My big brothers right here, man. Yes, sir. That's what it's all about, man. Showing love to people. Alright. So while we on the topic, man, tell me, man, how would y'all describe the Asylum Hill neighborhood compared to all the other neighborhoods in the city? And this is from y'all perspective. What you think is the difference? What you think is the sauce that comes with over here compared to everywhere else, respectively?
Oh, man.
Honestly, I don't know, man. I know for me and the people that I fuck with, we don't think the way everybody else thinks. You feel me? Like, I know, like, this is my brother. I ain't seen my brother what, 2 years? It's still love. You feel me? Like, this is really my brother though. Like I say, just my brother. This is really my brother. You feel me? Like, you feel me? But it's like. Niggas, a lot of areas, niggas grew up together and don't give a fuck about each other, dog. You get what I'm saying? A lot of us, we might have grew up together and never spoke. Like, be real, me and Juice, we grew up together, knew each other since single digits, early years. Bro, man, this man never stopped to have a conversation until we was grown. We'll see each other, what's up? Dap each other up, I go my way, he go his way. But we hung around the same people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we hung with the same people, same group of people, went to school together, just never really spoke. Like, you feel me? Like, and then even when we was in going to the pub, shit jumping off, everybody in. What's everybody? Shit, niggas meeting right downstairs in the corner, in the back left corner. What the fuck happened? You feel me? Everybody there. Yeah. Mind you, it's half the niggas in the group don't even talk to niggas, but they grew up together. So niggas like, man, what's going on? Hey, and niggas gonna ride together. We from the same area. Like, shit, we got to go back home together.
Yeah, that's a fact. We gotta see each other. We gotta see each other.
I know your mama, you know my mama, but we might not talk. Right. Shit, I ain't trying to be crying and shit. We got to go home together.
That's real. That's real.
All right, so let me ask y'all this, man. Looking back, as far as from the youth, right? If you was to have some type of rite of passage program that would have showed you that you was a man, instead of what we know how the streets give us, that off the porch mentality. You got to do this to be off the porch. You ain't go through this. You ain't go off the porch unless you did this. What can be a parallel, right? For the youngest, they ain't got to go off the porch necessarily, but they can do them and still learn to gain the same respect. Because I think a lot of the times the narration is you're not a man until you do some violent shit. Well, we may have some young dudes who just may not be prone to doing violence. And that don't mean that they should be excluded when they're growing up on the same block as the violent dudes. You know what I'm saying? So what's that line in the community that we can normalize for these people or these young men necessarily to not feel, in order for me to feel accepted by dudes who I grew up with, I shouldn't have to go, you know what I mean?
Hey, I say being yourself. Be yourself.
I like what he do. Like, he rap.
Word.
And he do what he do.
Word.
He like to rap.
You gotta be yourself, man. You gotta find what work for you and do you. Don't change that because somebody, man, like I'm pretty sure Juice probably heard people tell him, or probably even heard people don't like his music. That ain't stopping.
Word.
You get what I'm saying? Like, shit, celebrities done heard that shit from their own people. You know what I'm saying? Like famous motherfuckers that's at the top of the chain when it comes to this music shit done heard they own people, they own flesh and blood say they don't like it, they ain't fucking with that shit. They still push it. Look what they at now. They doing it. Because they was they self. They ain't allow nobody to change how they felt about they self. They said, man, I got this shit. I'm gonna do this shit.
Sometimes people are probably too influenced by what's going on. But I just think it takes the community, it takes a few good men. Real talk. It takes a few good men to, nah, don't do that. Man, do that. You know what I mean? Nah, that's cool, but that ain't you. Do this. It just takes a few good men that individual might look up to to just push him on a path that he might be just, you know, edging into the wrong way. You know what I mean? A few good men. That's 100%. That's really all it takes. We had a few of those out here too. You know what I mean? On 110, we had a few of those out here, man. Like really that really look out for you and be like, nah, don't do that. Don't say that. You with them? Nah, don't. You know what I mean? You a little special to, you know what I mean? And try to kind of urge them to do something a little separate than what's going on. Because, you know, a lot of people really just got to find themselves and don't really know themselves. You know what I mean? Depending on their upbringing and their situation. So, yeah, a few good men.
I ain't gonna stunt, man. I had older people, you feel me, from around the way that, listen, bro, when that report came out, bro, man, them niggas was checking my shit. Man, look at your shit, man. I need to see them grades. I ain't gonna lie. It was at a point in time where I wanted to drop out of high school. Shit, one of my cousins told me, nigga, you graduate, man. I got some money for you. I want you to get that. I ain't get mine. Go get your shit. I got my shit.
Word.
Nah, that's 100. That's for real. It took those kind words right there to kind of ease his mind on, you know, it being something that needs to be done instead of just turning your back on it, you know. That's 100%, man.
All right, man. Let me ask y'all this, man. With the current trend we've been having in the city right now with this violence increasing, how do y'all feel, or what do you feel needs to be implemented in each neighborhood to, if not at least combat it, slow it down? What do you think should be implemented? It can either be from the city, either be from the community itself, the neighbors, the mayor, all the way down. No excluding nobody.
Man, that's difficult, man. Yeah. That's a difficult one. You know, I wish I had the answer to that. But in all reality, it's a lot of lost ones out here. You know, it's a lot of it's a lot of angry souls out here. You know what I mean? And they already angry. They already, you know what I mean? So I can't. I honestly, champ, I don't got the answer for that. I don't got the answer for that.
It's like a multiple choice question, but it's so many that you can say. You get what I'm saying? And for shit to actually work, every question, every answer got to come together for that question to be valid. And because it's like you can ask back when Reagan and them, they wanted to stop the war on drugs, bro. Ain't no specific way to stop the shit. How can you stop it?
Yeah, that's the real similar question.
Violence is gonna happen.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's sad that, you know, the mentality that we in is just, you know, we just like shit, especially with like the violence way it is. It's sad that the mentality is that we just like shit. It's a part of life.
It's a mean cycle.
You feel me? It's kind of like asking, why do people die?
Yo,
ain't no answer for that.
It's
like we can't answer
too many ways to justify all different angles.
Yeah.
It's not a one-way street.
That's why I can't.
Like, ask, why is there pedophiles? Why is there rapists? Why is there murderers? You feel me? We don't know. We don't know. You feel me? Like, hey, how can we stop it? Shit, who knows?
Yeah. No, for real though. That's a blatant answer. Some people might not want to hear that answer like that because somebody want a solution to it, but I don't think no one on this earth has found a solution to it. So it's not something I can answer. You feel me? Like that's just real shit.
Like that make me like with pedophiles. It make me question like, bro, why you know this low ass child? They go buy a goddamn a midget prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Like, go buy that. Like,
some people
get
brains
your fancy off that way.
Wired different.
But that might not do it for him, which is crazy to me. Like,
no, it's definitely a lot of, like you said, angry and lost souls, man. That's wandering around. That got too many.
I can relate. You know what I mean? I can relate to that. You feel me? You know, but that's real though, man. I can relate to being. I know anybody probably out here can relate to being an angry ass, want wreck in some kind of way, you know.
I'm a walking. Juice. I know you can understand this shit, man. I'm a walking Bruce Banner.
Hey, I'm not even gonna hold you.
The one thing I understood the most out of any of the movies was when they said, "Man, we need you to get angry." He said, "I'm always angry."
Yeah.
I'm always angry, bro, because, bro, it's so much shit. It's like, bro, I'm always angry. But the thing is, I don't always show that. I laugh and all that just to get past the shit. That's what helped me moving.
Nah, me too. I feel the same way. I'm around certain loved ones, you feel me, that just keep me moving forward. You see, we got the Juice Live with Algernod, Jenkins, we got the podcast. So, you know, you got to just keep busy on something more positive to keep your mind off, you know, what you're thinking or what's actually brewing, up. You know what I mean? You got to figure out your vices. You got to figure out your outlets, and use that anger in a more positive direction. Like that's what I do daily. You feel me? That's real talk. That's what I do daily.
Yo, man. We getting close to the end of the power hour, but before my brothers dip off, I need them to let us know about this new podcast that's about the fucking
Juice.
Yeah, come on, man.
Jenkins coming soon, man. Be prepared. We getting on every topic. Listen, we got special guests every episode. We showing the hood love, man. We showing the community love. So if you feel like you doing something for the community, you want to get in, tap in. Algernod Jenkins on Facebook. Josiah Robinson on Facebook. You can find the page. It's called Juice Live with Algernod Jenkins.
Juice Live with Algernod Jenkins. Entrepreneurs, artists, poets, business owners, actresses. You know, anybody that's doing something in a positive way, giving back to their community. Chefs, you know what I mean? I know a few chefs, personal trainers. What you pointing at?
Y'all getting everybody some light, man. That's what it sounds like. Everybody earning some light. Word.
Yeah.
What can we expect the first episode, man?
To be continued.
I say about a month.
Word.
A month to a month and a half. First episode we drop.
Yeah, for sure. We just working, right? We just working, gathering a lot of content, gathering a lot of material. You know, speaking to all the you know, people in the community. That's what's up, buddy?
It's about fatherhood, man.
Yeah.
Kill that misperception, man.
I'm about to go get something to eat. But yeah, man, Juice Live with Algernod Jenkins, man. Tap in. Like he said, we on Facebook. He Algernod Jenkins on Facebook. I'm Josiah Robinson on Facebook. You know, tap into the fan page. You see that graphic, you click, you know what I mean? You click it, you share it, you like it. However you feel.
I'm Algernod Jenkins on every site.
Facts.
Every site.
Facts. Love, man. I'm about to get up out of here and get my boy something to eat.
Yo, man, appreciate y'all, dudes.
You already know, bro.
I know y'all, my niggas, man. Always love, man. And I'm definitely gonna be on my boy shit when they get everything popping. Definitely gonna return the love, the authentic love. Yo, appreciate y'all dudes, man. I'm about to conclude. My guy Wes. What up, Wes, man? What up, baby?
West.
Yeah.
My nigga West.
My nigga West Waters. West Fresh Waters. But yeah, man, we about to get up out of here, man. We did the power hour. Once again, it was beautiful. We did it today. This sign in the Asylum Hill neighborhood right here on Ashley and Sigourney Street in front of Sigourney Park, man. I'll keep y'all posted. So the next time we gonna get busy out here. Stay positive.